Any new staff for the league and advise that the salaries of those working in the league secretariat right now be paid promptly and that they are trained and retrained and made more efficient. These are the decisions taken by the club owners after their meeting that lasted from last night to the early parts of this morning. All the other ones we can understand, but 5-man transition committee. Let's start with that one. 5-man transition committee. Is the LMC thinking about going? The last time we checked, they are not exactly thinking about going.
Maybe they want to stampede the LMC out
into going on time.
I think the club owners should focus more on issues that concerns the players. That's my candid advice.
Welfare of players.
Stop harassing match officials. You know, because all these people who go about harassing match officials during home matches are well known by the club officials.
By the different clubs?
Yes, they are well known. And some of them will gather on good authority that they are on the payroll of the home teams. So when they hold their meetings, they should focus more on paying their players as I went you and allowing a free and fair atmosphere during matches. You know, this issue of transition, why are they after transition?
So much.
When what they are doing and they have not been done properly. You know, those are the issues.
You agree with him?
Yes, to a large extent.
Okay.
A large extent. Instead of going to the other side of it, what is the extent of the transition? Okay, they said between now and September. It's a term, they have a term of reference. Okay, let them move on the league. Why you sort your own at home? I have an issue, I have a problem with some of these club owners. The fans that will beat referee. After the punishment, they protest, the appeal, or the appeal to the O&D will still come from the club owners. Because at the end of the day, you see the thing, and they will use their FA to go and twist the club, the O&D to overrule a decision taken by the LMC. Because at the end of the day, the Aqua United Warriors case was a case of an FA chairman who was a member of the NFF board who could have made one or two input in that same decision and of course overruled it.
On a more serious note, they feel that they didn't get judgment. It is when you feel that you don't get judgment that you appeal.
Judgment that was even clear on TV.
But that is to you.
That's to me. But the last time we checked, the same club was involved in this thing.
No. Don't assume. Don't assume. You're talking about Aqua United and Warri Wolves. You cannot assume.
I'm not saying.
It depends on whatever facts you are able to present.
Okay, the fact.
The fact that it depends on what facts
if you can twist the facts.
No. Don't assume that anybody is twisting the fact. You have to be able to present your facts beyond reasonable and unreasonable doubt before everybody can say, okay, clearly.
Okay, if that's the case.
The issue of Warri Wolves and Aqua United has gone to appeal. Appeal has not met yet on it. You understand? It was only the O&D that upturned the decision of the LMC. Appeal has not met yet. Appeal will also look at the merits and the demerits of the different parties involved before making a pronouncement. That is the way it works. Okay, it's not a matter of anybody I'm twisting anybody. It is
okay, let me say, okay, that's the word I use. I'm twisting. But of course, we all know in the past, we've seen clubs do that in the past. So whether it's Aqua United or not.
It's worrying for me too, that we see grievous things happen and we don't see the same measure of punishment go with these things. It is worrying. But it is the structure that allows it.
Yeah, I think, if you recall some years back, Chief Oyuki Obaseki tried to liberate the league body by ensuring that when they take their decisions, the NFF will not need to overturn. But they did it without success. I think I want to call on...
That is why the person that is, whoever is the head of the league body is supposed to be the second vice president of the federation, so that there will be a seamless transfer.
No, it's still within now. But it's still within, but it's not as powerful.
No, but that is why you're supposed to be able to carry the main NFF along in whatever decision is taken by the league body, so that they can also see and be on the same page as you are.
My opinion on this is that if a justice has been meted out, do we need the NFF to come again and overturn some of the things that are glaringly...
It is statutory.
No, the only one I think is maybe the NFF can just make an adjustment to is banning a player for 1 year.
It is statutory.
So that we don't destroy.
No, it is statutory that the NFF O&D are involved in any disciplinary action. It is the even in England, it is the FA.
So why I'm saying is that.
But in Nigeria, it is flawed.
Let's give ourselves that peculiarity. If a club is involved in assaulting match official, you can banish that club. Fine, but when you talk of a player being banned for 1 year,
let's not mix up issues. when a decision is taken by the LMC, maybe to punish a team, it is supposed to come from the FA. That is the norm according to the statutes of FIFA. It is the disciplinary committee that will do all of those things. The problem we have in Nigeria is that the league body and the NFF are not in sync.
Instead of embarrassing ourselves, let them work together, like you've said. If a decision is taken between the NFF and LMC, let it be the right decision.
Okay.
And let us speak with one voice. Because what is happening now is that some clubs might think, okay, because the other club has somebody in the NFF, they are trying to circumvent justice. If they're going to speak, let them speak with one voice. And let it be once. Instead of, before it now goes to the appeal, let us have the O&D issue. If it's going to come from NFF, let it be the O&D.
After all, the LMC is a creation of the NFF.
Absolutely.
Will you be surprised? Will you be surprised, for example, if the appeal, I think they are meeting, they say the appeal is meeting next week or so.
If the appeal upturns
if
the
the
appeal,
NFF, we split we see it last season. NFF O&D will take a decision. NFF appeal will overturn it. So this is something that the NFF will need to look at.
Sometimes I believe I want to believe that these things are deliberate. Because the same people who take the decision at the O&D will tell the clubs, go and appeal.
Yes, go and appeal. You will win at appeal, So that is.
And of course, there are money involved in appeal.
You
pay for appeal. Of course,
that way, the way you talked about money involved, it's like money.
No, because when you say go and appeal, you know that even if you are going to use an appeal,
there was a time in the league that the NFA deliberately allowed the appeals to
pile up.
Towards the end of the season, the clubs will not start.
That's what I'm talking about. Because when they go appeal, you know that if you are going to use the case, you will pay.
Clubs will not start.
You know how much it is to appeal? £500,000.
Even O&D.
£500,000. I don't know whether there's any fee for disciplinary committee, but for appeal is £500,000. But I think the issue is this: we need to structure things properly. The same clubs that met and said dish out stiffer punishment are the same clubs that complain that they don't want live coverage of their matches, and the same clubs that disturb this live coverage of their matches and they go scot-free.
And they cannot identify the fans that beat them.
And they cannot go scot-free.
I think the way out is that
they cannot go scot-free.
The TV rights should be structured in such a way that the clubs that have more of their matches should get more. With that, all the clubs will now start allowing
TV to come.
This club now they are shouting of FIFA standard code. Have they been applying this FIFA standard code in their
But to be fair to the club owners, they have a right. They own the league. It's only that in Nigeria, the quality of those who own the league.
They should not put the card before the house.
But they should tackle more important issues before the one. Okay, I think that's the most we've said. Let's touch up very quickly on some other stories. ABS, Abubakar Bukola Saraki, one of the two privately owned clubs in the Premier League.
In quotes.
Yeah, they are privately owned, not in quotes. It's owned by
Senator Senator who's in government.
But he's the owner of the club,
yes.
So he don't put in quotes. This is a private club, and they are also well run, but they are in trouble of not surviving. But they are putting measures in place to ensure that they are able to stay up at the end of the season.
Well, I think every season they struggle. And
despite the fact that they play one of the best football.
Yes,
also.
The reasons are obvious. When there are so many government-owned clubs, there are a lot of things.
Limitless funds.
Yes, there are a lot of things they do at home, and when you play good football and you don't do those things that you and I know they do, you are likely to be
I don't know.
No, these things to tell you are
I'm not aware, please. You are
aware. We have seen ABS play good football. They call them the Arsenal of the Nigerian League. They play pass the ball very well. Young players coming from the Kwara Academy. A lot of them from that academy. But that was what Chief MK Abiola complained. When you're playing against government teams that they have so much money to do a lot of things, commit a lot of.
You never get justice done. You never get the result.
You never get justice. Sometimes the referees might even come and blow your home game and blow totally against you, and you know the reasons. So that is why I think
ABS have always struggled.
They are always struggling.
No. We shouldn't say that because they've gotten one away victory. They won at Nembe.
Okay.
So I don't think that will count for much.
Because if they could win, Nembe is another private club. The only away win they have is at a private club. But Nembe have gone to Atlant to beat Atlant. And they have also lost at home.
So but of course, even ABS have lost 2 games at home, and the 2 games in tough against some of the big.
One against Pillars, I think.
Yes, one against Pillars. So you expect that kind of a result. Lobby has lost 2 games at home this season. Maybe in that what they call that killer ground. So it also can't for